ladies, T-birds, just happen to be watchers of my shit. My name is Jimmi Pynk, and life is a highway, and I'm about to drive the fuck out of this bitch. Alright, y'all, we gonna make this real short, real sweet, because my food here, and I gotta get it cracking. Of course, here comes the Twitter sphere. All on my predictions, because I nail shit. So anyway, the last of my 3 I picked at the beginning of the season is gone. And it was my top 1. Nina gone. I know Nina watches. I love you, girl. You slay. Not so much in this challenge, but you slay. But I'm going to just keep it 100 with y'all. And I don't want nobody else's stands to come for me, and I don't want nobody accusing me of being like a super stand. But everybody on Twitter was just like, oh, this is the best makeover challenge I ever seen. Bitch, where? Bitch, where? Okay, so let's start with, okay, so they matched everybody up. I do feel the way they matched everybody up was perfect. I really do. So let's talk about this runway, because there wasn't a whole bunch going on except for the basic fucking edit of Nina is obviously going home this week. This is what disappoints me about this. For all you Reddit hoes out there that like to spoil it for the fucking rest of us. Had I not already heard the rumor that Nina was going home, just based off of the edit of this episode alone, it was inevitable. From the beginning, when all the girls was like, we are over it, can't nobody keep congratulating her, blah, 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 etc. And then like they cut to like at the end of the confessional train, like she needs to go home. I'm like, and she's going home. I didn't need a spoiler to tell me that. I wish they would just edit the show. Y'all remember at the beginning when they first started Drag Race, you couldn't tell who was going home. It was some intrigue. Not no more. And then if you ain't even got to worry about the edit telling you who's going home, you got to worry about these Reddit hoes. Anyway. But darling, these makeovers were underwhelming. And I'm over it. So, let's get into the gig. I did like, and that, like I said, and that's just the way the edit goes. I do like the dude that Nina was paired up with, you know, was talking to her, and he like, you know, I'm here every episode. I'm seeing on the sidelines, and I think that you're defeating yourself. Which was good to hear, and it's good TV, but when they edited that in, if I wasn't already sure her ass was going home, I knew then, right? So, Rizzo was cute as fuck. That was Trinity's dude. As soon as they hit the runway, and I seen all the runway looks, I knew Trinity won. Now, some of y'all was like, oh, Sasha was fierce, and there was a family resemblance, and that was the challenge. However, I am not impressed with a t-shirt dress. Now, I understand it wasn't made out of t-shirt material, but it's a t-shirt dress, cap sleeve dress. With a hat, which a bitch motherfucking makes hats for my drag all the time. To just have this piece of cardboard covered in fabric and wrapped around like this, that we didn't even wrap all the way around, it was just tied in the back with a bow to keep it on the head, I'm not impressed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Not for Drag Race. I'm not impressed. It's easy, it's quick. I cover fabric and make hats all the time. I mean, I cover stuff and make fabric hats all the time. Y'all will see that next week's look that I made a whole fucking hat. But I wasn't impressed by that. And then the dude that was the designer, because we always feel like just because somebody is a fashion designer, they got a better end about what's fashionable and what's not. I've never thought that. Because if you look at the runways, like I am a student of fashion magazines. I get Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, and it's another one. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But I get them and I read them religiously. Your personal style is your personal style. So you can say, okay, I see these colors are in. Oh, I see shoulders is out right now. But the shit runs the gambit. That's why you have so many different designers, because some people like this designer, some people like this designer. Dude that was the designer, I don't know 100% if I'm feeling his aesthetic. I did like Rue's dress. Thank God she finally had on a different damn silhouette. Something about the makeup was off to me. I'm just going to keep it 100. Something about it was off to me. I want to say it was the foundation. I want to say the skin color was wrong. Okay, motherfuckers. God damn it. What did I say on Twitter that was that motherfucking good that I'm getting that many retweets? But I did love the dress. I'm gonna just have to say, like, I will say one thing about Shay's dude, because we said it at the same time as the episode was on, and he was like, well, who do you think of on the red carpet, like a woman that you say, I really like what she looked like, she seems really put together, and dude said Natalie Portman. I said it exactly the same way at the same time as when they had Shay in the confessional, like, Natalie Portman? That was great. But back to this runway. Shay, girl, your sister, Bae Kool-Aid was not Bae. Because Bae means before anything else, and he clearly was a fucking afterthought. Whether you say you didn't mean for it to come off like that or not, you might not have meant for it to come off like that, but it was that. Very much so. Here's my thing. And I'm going to get into it a little bit. And that's why I said I don't know if I like old boys' aesthetic. He may have been offended because they had on kimonos. I don't know. But Peppermint and Wintergreen, which was the best fucking name, by the way. This is Peppermint and her sister Wintergreen. I'm like, I'm here for it. That was dope. But you want a family resemblance. And this is one thing about these challenges I always hated. Does that necessarily mean they should have on the same color or the same fabric or similar outfits? I don't feel like that's exactly what that means. I never did. So there was a lot of bookend looks, like Shay and Bae Kool-Aid. One had purple hair, one had blue hair, one had on a black dress, one had on a white dress, but it all had the same stuff on it. It was basically an identical dress. Trinity and her sister had the same hairstyle, exactly, same color hair, same fabric for the bodysuit. Then you had Sasha. At least Sasha did break hers up a little bit. I was more into the color play with that. Then you had Nina and her queen, which, I mean, they had on black horses and bunny outfits. But I like that Peppermint and Wintergreen didn't have the same thing on, because 9 times out of 10, when you're somebody's sister, that was more realistic as somebody to be a sister, even as a drag sister. Like, y'all might have a similar aesthetic and there's a family resemblance, but you're not gonna have on the same fucking outfit. I don't understand why that was such a big deal. I really just don't. I really just don't. I agree with Ross. I feel like if Sarge was not so great with the performance. Like he was, even when and Michelle said that too, and I had already tweeted it before Michelle said it. I said Sarge the MVP. Sarge was giving me life. Sarge was the MVP of this episode, no doubt. He was fucking great. But that makeup, I did not see a family resemblance with Peppermint. I was not uber impressed with this. I'm sorry. Now y'all know I've been watching this from the giddy up, and to me this is the weakest. This was the weakest makeover challenge I've seen. To me, it just was. Same thing with Alexis and Trinity. I mean, not Alexis and Trinity. Alexis and her sister. Which to me, if I'm gonna keep it all the way 100, if we was just going straight off of who had the most family resemblance, that would have been Alexis and Sasha. Them motherfuckers was painted just like themselves. Like, if we was just going strictly off the strength of that, they won. But obviously it's more to that, and it's a performance and all the rest of that. I will say this, and we've noticed this from the very beginning of the season. I know that that had to be hard, because for what Nina does and how much time it takes, to do that on two people. And I think, yeah, to have a family resemblance, I think it probably would have lent a little bit better had you not done the usual makeup that we love from you. But this might have been the time to try to pull a glamour look, just because I think it might have would have been more time efficient. And then that's another problem I have too. So if you want to see a family resemblance with somebody, and this is a problem that I have, and they were talking about like Alexis's outfits were basic and all Nina had on was a corset and knee boots, and we've seen this before, and then Kesha and Ross is like ball gowns are boring. If you are doing something and the challenge is we want the family resemblance, so this needs to be your sister, wouldn't you wear like your most popular aesthetic? The only thing I will say I have a problem with Alexis's for real is, bitch, that's what you walked in the workroom with. That's the only problem I have with hers. I didn't have a problem that it was a bodysuit and a catsuit. Listen, you got to dress somebody up and try to train somebody up in drag. They ain't never been in drag before. Make their outfits and all that. Do style their hair, style your hair, do your wig. I get it, unless you Bianca Del Rio where you can sew a motherfucking dress in 3 minutes and 28 seconds or whatever it is. I'm not mad at you for going basic. However, that is what you had on when you came in the workroom. You did have on a lavender wig with them lavender glitter eyebrows and a catsuit made out of that same material, except for it was purple instead of silver. That was really the only problem I had with Alexis. And y'all know I really don't even care for Alexis that much. But really, in all honesty, I think she nailed the challenge. Maybe even more than, as far as having the family resemblance. And also you want to see the family resemblance and stick it to what your aesthetic is, because we know Alexis do them colored eyebrows all the time. I think even more than Trinity, just off of aesthetic, I think Alexis did the best. Shocker, I know. But I knew she was safe. I knew she wasn't going to be in the bottom. And I knew it was going to be Shay and Nina. Like, I knew it was going to be Nina anyway. But once I seen Shay come out and Bay's blue wig was waving its own shade fan, I knew. I said up, and Shay is in the bottom. But here's what I have to say about the lip sync. I had taped my live reaction to it. I'm not going to use it. I gotta say, I was disappointed in Nina's lip sync this time. Like, I was ready to see a showdown, because after what I seen last week on Greedy, I was like, I mean, this ain't the first time I've seen Nina lip sync, and I've seen her lip sync quite a bit now. But, well, that seemed like that was, but it wasn't. I've seen her lip sync quite a bit now, because I watch her live videos, and I've seen, you know, her do performances and do them live, and I've seen her, you know, post stuff, so, and also on the show. So I know she has like an amazing energy when she performs. And I just praised her last week for knowing what a song needed. And I didn't see, I was okay with the sexy and the pooching on the parts where the song was slow and sexy and pooching, and I was okay with that. But the parts of the song where it was time to go off, she wasn't going off. And I just was like, now, this is another fucking disappointing lip sync for your life. Now, by no means, because I know she's going to come on here and read me for filth, by no means am I saying it was as bad as Valentina, Charlie Hayes, James Mansfield, Kimora Black, and the rest of the shitty fucking lip syncs that we had. She still slayed every single one of them bitches. This lip sync was still better than all of that shit. It's just from the other lip syncs that I've seen her do even in this season, the energy was low. And when it was like Nina and Shay, I was like, well, this is about to be fire. Fuck a fan for Shay. I'm going to need to cool myself off because this lip sync is about to be everything. And it wasn't. And it's a certain part of me, and I'm sure Nina is probably going to go live at some point, and she going to say, but I kind of even like feel like at that point she just was ready to go. Because not what I seen last week where you just motherfucking torched this bitch that wasn't even lip syncing. Torched her, went out there like, well bitch, get off the stage then. To go up against somebody like Shay and not bring that same energy, I gotta say I was disappointed. Now we also know it is editing, so maybe there were parts that she went in but they focused on Shay. Because we do know that they do that. Y'all do know they do that, right? You do know they do that, right? Where they edit what they want to see. That's why you see lip syncs and you're like, well, it used to be to make them look closer than what they were. And then eventually, you know, the editing got real shady and it started being to make one person look worse than the other ones that we knew who was going to win. But at this point, shit, you made top 6. You made it further than you yourself probably thought you was going to make it on the show. And top 6 ain't nothing to motherfucking slack at because you made it over the halfway point portion. And you made it further than Valentina, which I know the kids are shook. And now it's going to be celebrations in the street because Nina went home. Petty bitches. But anyway, this is my shit. I'm still going to watch it. I would never stop watching it because my fave got eliminated. I've never done it before. I'll never do it again. But here's what's going to happen. Y'all ready? Is this long enough yet? Okay, here's what's going to happen. Y'all ready? Yeah, I'm going to call it. Alexis is now going to go back to getting the villain edit where she's going to be a straight raving bitch again. That edit is probably going to be followed by her exit. Now, with that being said, that means who's going to be left is Peppermint Shay, Trinity, and Sasha. This is not me going off of Reddit either. This is just how the show goes, and that's how I know. Because you got to get one more storyline before you get to the top 3. So it's going to be Alexis and Peppermint. Alexis and Peppermint is probably going to get into it. Alexis and Peppermint are probably going to be in the bottom. Alexis is going to get sent home. Then you have the top 4. And the top 4 is basically the last episode because anymore they'll do the top 4 and then say, okay, and this person is out. Now this is your top 3. Go vote. Which the show was shot a fucking year ago. So ain't nobody fucking voting. They already know who's going to win. And my guess is it's either Shay or Trinity. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up. I want to thank, my new patrons. I got to wrap this up. My new patrons, your names will be in the credits. Thank you so much. And my existing patrons, I have 6 now. So thank all 6 of y'all. This is my new shirt and my keychain that some of my patrons got. For sale soon. If you're not a Pink Lady or a T-Bird, Patreon, other videos. Gotta go. Deuces.